we're accelerating our purification process on the earth. I could go into all sorts of outer circumstances that everyone could relate to, but it's really not necessary because those outer circumstances are actually just a manifestation of our inner interior. So what do? We change the interior. And how do we change the interior? We begin to look at ourselves, own our thought forms, own our thinking, own our behaviors, own our actions, own our karmas, own our belief systems, and really stop making them about anybody else. We can blame anyone or anything for any circumstance that's going on, including like someone you know may have cancer, and you may think that the cancer is related to some chemicals in a farm area near you or in the water and such, but the reality is that we've each chosen the path that we're on. So looking outside of ourselves with anger and aggression and hatred and violence towards even something as much as like a chemical company is not going to be the solution. So I wanted to start this dialogue. I want to make myself available to anyone that would like to really own their own energy, own their own vitality, their immunity, their strength. There's a necessity on the earth right now for a very accelerated transformation of every soul. Human soul, animal soul, plant soul, Mother Earth soul. We don't have a lot of time, and so what I know has worked for myself is what I am available to share, and that has to do with purification and healing of the soul. Yes, I've had every imaginable physical condition, mental condition, emotional condition, addictions, relationship challenge, financial challenge, work, business challenge, any kind of obstacle. We can look at them as though they are outside of ourselves, even when we don't necessarily understand exactly what is the creator of the challenge or obstacle. But the truth and the reality is we're the creator. So we're the healers then, and we're the ones that amend it, and we're the ones that correct it, and we're the ones that change it and transform it, starting within our own self. In order for all of humanity and all of the planet and all of our relationships and our families and everything that we're all experiencing, all the trying situations and the challenges on the earth right now, in order for that to harmonize, it's not anything but yourself. The most important focus in your life ought to be your own purification process of the mind, of the mental, emotional states, of thought forms, limitations, contractions, belief systems, purification of your physical body, this temple, right? This is not my self. This is a carrier of my soul. This is a carrier of the light. This is a physical manifested embodiment that is a vehicle in which my self, my center, my soul resides, my energy sits within. I therefore have to honor it. And whatever blockages and whatever challenges I may be experiencing in my physical embodiment are only there as my teachers and my lessons and my guides. And I can then only transform them by loving them and honoring them. That might sound a little cliche, but the truth is that I can hate and I can be angry and I can disconnect and disassociate and check out a million times over in association to my body or to physical pain or any form of not honoring my temple. But that is not going to get me to where I want to go. And where I want to go is to have my body be a vehicle, and that my vehicle is clean and clear and healthy and vibrant, and a medium in which I'm delivering and operating out of and through. There's also this importance that every soul awaken right now. There's a huge layer of fog and cloud and distraction and turmoil blanketing our minds, blanketing our creativity, blanketing our ability to manifest and create the most high, extraordinary possible outcomes for our globe, our planet, our communities, our families, our every connection we have. So is that the channel we're tuning into, or is the channel we're tuning into our own consciousness with creation, with divine, with source, with Tao, with heaven, with all of life, all of light? Awakening ourselves. Every single person has a huge ability to contribute. Every single person. It doesn't matter any person's background or story or situation or anything, nothing, none of it matters. We all have the ability to be the divine, the infinite, the God within, the light within, and to create what we've come onto this earth to actually manifest. So whatever vision you have, whatever guidance you've been given to build something, dream something up, write about, it doesn't really matter as long as it's serving. And it will only be serving you if it's serving others. It's the middle of August in 2016. We have a choice. We can stay stuck. That can pretty much sum it up. We can stay stuck. Or we can awaken. And when we awaken, we basically enlighten. We enlighten our heart. We enlighten our mind. We enlighten our body. We enlighten our soul. Enlightening your heart is, it's really, it's not easy. We can, a lot of us have our hearts closed. It doesn't even matter what happened, what stories or what pain you've experienced. It actually, none of it matters. There's no story that matters. Honestly. I'm even owning that myself. The only stories that matter are the ones that aren't written yet, that are the biggest and best that we could imagine. Having an open heart where we're loving and compassionate and kind and generous and forgiving and all of those qualities and virtues is absolutely the biggest gift we can give to ourselves and to humanity and to Mother Earth at this time. Having an open mind, staying out of judgment and criticism and ego and attachments and limitations and blockages, and staying out of our stories, staying out of projections. That person should be, shouldn't be doing such and such. Purifying our heart, purifying our mind, purifying your body. What are we putting in our body? Are we using chemicals on our body, in our clothing? Are we using chemicals on the food we eat? Are we using anything, whatever is negative, whatever is non-vibrational frequency, whatever is non-alignment, are we imprinting that in our mind, in our water, in our food, in our thinking, in our clothing, on our skin, in our hair? Are we enlightening our bodies by vibrating our heart, by moving our physical muscles and building strength and endurance? So enlightening your heart, enlightening your mind, enlightening your body, and then enlightening your soul. That's the most special one. It's the most important one, and it's actually really important. We all need to enlighten ourselves. We all need to awaken ourselves. We all need to serve and to get out of our own way, to be unconditional and loving and compassionate and forgiving. So what would this look like if we were actually all doing that on a daily basis? What would happen is that the physical manifested existence or reality that every person is complaining or judging about on the outside would transform. It would not exist. The paradigm of reality that exists, that every single person, or almost every single person on the planet, is criticizing and judging at this time. All the systems, all the matrix, all the whatevers. It's really irrelevant, but it's there. All of that would disappear if we each chose to purify our thoughts, purify our mind, our actions, our behaviors, detach, get out of our ego, get out of limitations, serve, have forgiveness, have compassion, stop using chemicals on our physical body, in our physical body, stop putting chemicals on the earth, stop lowering the vibration and the frequency, connect to our inspiration, to our confidence, our courage, our ability to be vehicles and vessels and channels on the earth. What would happen is everything that's a problem, all the imbalances, all the injustices, all the pollution, all of that will go away. The reason why is because we're the ones creating it. We could think that it's a government, or that it's an institution, or that it's a company, or that it's a country. None of that is real. The only thing that's real is that you and I and her and him are all creating the paradigm of destruction through our thinking, through our choices, our actions, our behaviors. Our own individual beings are creating all the blockages that we're experiencing outside of ourselves. And it might not be easy to own that, but it's not a big deal. Just let's get over it, and let's just take responsibility for ourselves. If we take responsibility to the best of our ability every single day, even if it's for an hour or 2 or 5 or 15 or 20 or 24, it doesn't matter, at least to begin with. If we start taking responsibility for our own vibration, what am I emitting? What are we emitting? Are we emitting fear? If we're emitting fear, we are creating it. We are manifesting it. We are embedding it into the frequency of our society. If I want to live on a planet where there is peace and harmony and love, the only thing I need to be focusing on is being that in my interior. Yes, I can share with others. Yes, I can support others, but I can only support and share with others by me embodying it and channeling it through me to them. We're at a tipping point, and it's pretty pertinent, the tipping point that we're at. It could go in the direction of what we all don't want, because we're seeing it. We're seeing the purification process. We're seeing humanity suffering. We're seeing all the negativity that's accumulated over all of our actions and all of our behaviors for lifetimes rising up to the surface. So this tipping point that we're at, it's up to us. It's not about your politicians. I'm just going to straight out tell you that. It's not about the chemical companies. It's not about the school systems. It's not about the banks. It's not about the institutions. It's not about the organizations. It's up to me. It's up to you. It's up to your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, and every living thing. So how am I going to make a change? Am I going to be angry and upset over and over and over and over and over again when things are not going my way? When society and the political system is corrupt? All I'm doing is perpetuating that. All I'm doing is recreating it. My emotions create the outcome in my sphere. So I'm going to do the best to my ability to own my emotions, own my behaviors, own my attitudes, own my belief systems, own my consciousness, own my mind, own my ego. And when I say own it, I mean like be in control of it. Be aware of it. What am I emitting? What is my vibrational frequency putting out? When I am putting out love, light, harmony, happiness, joy, forgiveness, compassion, and light, that's what I'm experiencing. That's what's created outside of me. When you are doing the same thing, you experience that. When 10,000 of us are doing that, 10,000 times love, light, peace, harmony, forgiveness, compassion, all of it accelerates. If there's something you would like to see on this earth, such as justice or harmony, balance, embody it. Embody it, and then teach others how to embody it. We can't go against the current. We can't go against the stream. We can't fight or push or yell or argue, even if it's a peaceful fighting and pushing and yelling and arguing. We have to be aware that the biggest quality and the biggest ability we each have is to actually create our realities and our destined outcomes for ourselves, our community, our family, our society, for humanity, Mother Earth, and beyond. We have to realize that we're the creators. We're the manifestors. We're the dreamers. We're the believers. There's no person outside of myself that is going to create anything for me. I create it, and then it multiplies. Multiplies, multiplies. Whatever you're waiting on creating, there's not a lot of time to wait anymore. We have to make choices so that the tipping point, the tipping scale of what's going on the planet tips in the direction that we all want. Because whether you and I have the same belief systems or whether we have anything in common, we actually all want the same thing. Every person, no matter how much anger or hate they have, all they want is to be loved. All they want is to be supported. All they want is to be cared for. We all want the same things. It doesn't matter what it looks like on the outside. Let's focus our collective energy by individually focusing our energy towards a positive contribution in the awakening and the enlightening of every living thing on the earth. And if our energy is going in any other direction than that, let's evaluate it and identify, is that really serving? Or is that perpetuating the suffering? Within myself, most likely, yes, it's perpetuating the suffering within yourself. If you're angry at some other institution or organization because they are doing something that you do not agree with, you are perpetuating the suffering within yourself. We have to forgive these chemical companies. We have to forgive these politicians. We have to forgive all of the corruption and all of the chaos on our earth, because it is not serving ourselves or our community or our society by continuing to be upset with it. My invitation to you is to hold yourself accountable, to open your heart, to open your mind, to detach from any story or attachment you may have been telling yourself about anything that happened in this lifetime or anything that you've seen happen. Let's let it go. It's time to let it go. And to really turn the dial, turn the knob up on the creativity, on the, what is it that you're being given as a gift? What have you channeled? What have you been guided by? What is the guidance that comes into your mind? What is the guidance that comes into your heart? Are you listening to it? Because that is your virtue. That is your gift. The guidance you receive, it's the direction you're meant to go. That's my invitation to you. Let's all go together where we're meant to go. where our souls incarnated onto this planet so that we could activate and awaken and create the most enlightened society or most enlightened conscious group of beings on this earth plane with our own contributions, our own creative powers. I can go on a story of 1.5 million reasons of why I could or could not succeed on every level. But the reality is it's completely fictitious. I have every capacity to succeed. Why? Because I've been created. I've been created by the divine. I've been created by the Tao. I've been created by the source. I'm not special in comparison to any other person. I'm simply an embodiment. And I'm doing my best to be an embodiment of love and light and humility. And that's my message today. Let's come together and be an embodiment of love, light, and humility. And when we do that, when we create through the guidance we receive, and when we create through our hearts being open, and when we create the visions we've been given in this lifetime to embody, there will be a massive amount of energy accumulated in one area on our earth, so much so that the frequency and the vibration of all of the negativity and trauma and karmic killings and devastation that's occurred for as long as we can remember can be rewritten and transformed into a different planet. That's really what we're doing. We're creating a different planet. So let's get on board and let's create together. And let's create by changing our own selves and rewriting the future that everyone has in their minds of what it's going to look like into a new existence, into a new paradigm. Because really that's the only thing that's the only thing that's gonna work. It's the only way it's gonna work. It's the only thing that's gonna work is if we do it this way. Okay. I love you. Aloha.